Mr. Alange,
Hello, good evening, good evening.
you're working in the dark.
I don't know why. There you
Oh,
go.
it looked like it was dark by here.
Outside, I don't know why it goes on and off.
How are you?
I can see you clear. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Did you, when did they get up, the Taishmans? When did they get up from Shiva?
I think
Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday, I'll go tonight. Are they all studying at the house, everybody, all the children?
Yeah.
On McCadden, right? On McCadden?
Yes. 332.
Marsh's house. McCadden, South McCadden.
332 is between third and fourth.
Right. Yeah. Did you talk to Marcia yet?
To whom?
Did you talk to Marcia yet? Did you speak to
Every
Marcia?
day. Yeah. I'm there every day, every morning. So I see her.
Oh, you are?
Every.
I see.
She sounds okay. I don't know what that means, you know.
Right, yeah. He's been fighting it for a long time, just right. He just came back to the vengeance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at the end, the illness had more power than him.
Right, yeah. That's it. So is he buried next to his brother? Is that his brother is also Arzasim?
Sorry?
Is he buried next to his brother? Do you know? Is he in the Arzasim?
No, he was buried in Israel, Sydney.
I know. And where was his brother buried? Also in Israel, no?
Oh, one brother here, Steve, and Saul. I don't know where Saul is buried in Israel, but I don't know where.
I see.
Sydney was buried at the Harazation.
I know. Yes, Harazation. My daughter said she went there. My daughter was there. She said that they told women can't go up, but everybody did. They did go up. They couldn't stop them.
Do you know how many people are buried in that cemetery? 150.
A lot.
What was that? What was that?
150,000. In the cemetery where Sydney was buried, 150,000 people are buried.
Wow,
150,000 people buried there? Wow. There's 150,000 people in that cemetery. Wow.
Yeah.
When the Mashiach comes, it's going to be a madhouse. Well, it's going to be a madhouse to get up to get all at one time. Yeah. You get
Harold,
up at
what
one
were you
time.
saying?
Get out of the way.
Harold, what were you saying?
No, Mario was saying that Harazasim, there's 150,000 people buried there.
I think in Har Menuchos there's a million.
A million? No. In Har Menuchos?
There's a massive number of people in Har Menuchos. Much more than that.
Wow.
Okay. We're on Tet Zion. That's 16. Amid Aleph. So we're talking about that the Eved goes free by Yovel, even by a Nochri, by a non-Jew. That's Benochri Sheyesh Tachas Yadcha. That's a goy who lives under Jewish law in Israel. They're under our dominion. Oh, Eino El Benochri Sheyesh Tachas Yadcha. Amarta, what are you going to do to a non-Jew who you don't control? You can only have power over the non-Jews who live under Israeli law in Israel. Then it says that you can be koine and eved with a star. Minolan, Amr Ula, Amr Kra. By an Amo Evri, it says, Macheres Yikachlo. So, Hikisha Kosuv Lacheres to another woman who's acquired by a man. Macheres Mikne Bishtar. Kidushin is done with star. Af Amo Evriya Mikne Bishtar. So, the Amo Evriya, the transaction can be done with the star. So, Hanich Lamandamar Star Amo Evriya Adon Kosvo. Question is, who writes the star? Is it the owner or the father? So that's good according to when it says the owner writes it. So then that's not like a man giving a woman kiddush. And where do we see this dispute? Ditmar. Star Amavriya Mikosvo. Who writes the document that regarding the purchase of an Amavriya? Ravuna Amar Adon Kosvo, the master, the one who's going to take possession. Rav Chizda Amar, no, Av Kosvo, because he receives payment. So this comparison to Kiddushin is only a good according to Ravuna, Anich Ravuna. El Rav Chizda that said Av Kosvo Maiklame. She doesn't go out like other avodim go out. For example, she doesn't go out with ritzia. You don't put a hole in her ear. But she is acquired like other methods of acquisition. And Eved Knani can be acquired through chazaka, like take possession of it. Amrakra, v'istachaltem osam livnechem achrechem, osam b'chazaka v'lo acher b'chazaka. Only them. Only an Eved Knani is acquired through chazaka. Ve'ema osam b'shtar v'lo acher b'shtar. Why don't we say only they are acquired with shtar and not someone else? Because we already said Aksiv lo seitzeket avodim, where she can go in with shtar. Well, Mara Isa, why logically do you reject the chazaka pasuk of Avistachal Temosal Nevnechem Achrechem and you accept the pasuk of lo seitze? Because you have logic. Mistavra shtar avalele ribui. Shtar, I would include shtar, because you see, sheken motziyah b'vas Yisrael. A shtar can be used to get out of a marriage. When a convert dies who doesn't have any family, how do you acquire his assets? Whoever grabs them first. But be'ishus miyas lashkot, we don't find by marriage that chazaka is used as an acquisition mode. That the pasuk imacheres yikachlo, that the other type of kinyan would be kinyan shtar. So Rav Huna, who doesn't do this limud hailoso tzei ketzei savodi my darshbei, ahu maboy leisheni yotzim miroshe evorim ke'evet, that a amavriya does not go out free if the master damages one of her limbs. So, for example, by an Eved Knani, he's Yotzei B'Shein V'ayin. Rav Chizda im kein lichtov kralosa tzei kavadim, mai ketzei savadim shmami no tarti. He learns both of those halachas. The konas atzmo b'shani. The Eved Ivri goes out after 6 years. Tichsiv sheish shanim yavod uvashviyis yetzei. And how do you know by Yovel? How do you know he goes out Bigiron Kesef? That means he can pay the master whatever he owes. He goes out earlier. He can pay back what he owes and he goes out. Tana, we learn in the mission of Kesef. He can acquire himself by paying money. But it doesn't just have to be money. It could be diamonds, shavakesa, and bishtar, like an IOU. So Bishma Kesef Tichsiv Mikesef Miknasa. Shava Kesef Nami Yashiv Gulasa Amrachmana. L'Rabbi Shava Kesef Kesef. Even something that has money value, like a diamond, you could use to pay to get out of the Avdus earlier. Elahai Shtar Hechidami. But what do you mean he can get out with a star? Let's say he owes the master $2,000. And he writes an IOU $2,000. Well, Hainu Kesef. That's not a star. That's the same as money. El Shichrur means the master wrote him a star Shichrur, star Shamaleh. Why does he need a document? Le Malay Ba'ape Tre, in front of two witnesses. He can say, Zil, go. I free you. Or Inami Ba'ape Bedina Zil. Amar Rav Zoy Semeretz Eved Ivri Gufo Konoi. Rav Shamoch La Gerono En Gerono Moch. That in some aspects, even the body of the Eved Ivri, it's not just a monetary thing. It's he has physical possession in some way beyond the financial debt. And even if he accepts his Mavatal the Kinyan with the Eved, he cannot break the ownership he has without a shtar. And Yisera alav Amavriya. And Amavriya goes out as well with Simoni when she becomes an adult. When the father dies, Mirshu Sado. From the master who bought her, Mikava Choyber. When a girl becomes 12, the father still has rights to her until she's 12 and a half. Yet, Moitzin Mirshu Sado. Once she has Simonim, she goes out of the master. Misa Shemotzim Mirshu Sav. The death of the father, that the father doesn't have a reshus over her anymore. So Misa Sa'av should also get her out of the servitude to the master. Period.
Does she have to get a get when she has Simonim, or she could just go automatically?
No, unless he married her. Unless he married her.
No, I know, but
she doesn't need a get. She's not married. She's just an Amo Ivriya.
I know, so she can go out automatically without a
She's an Eved Ivri. There's no get shichr by an Eved Ivri or by a Amo Ivriya. Only an Eved Knani has a get shichr because they're not physically owned.
We just said that he does have the shichr. He has a certain
one of the methods to free him is with a shtar. Because we said there's a certain that even the Eved Ivri gufo konui to the master, but she doesn't require it. If someone pays the debt, she goes out free.
Let's say she gets Simonim.
Simonim, she goes out free.
So nothing. She doesn't need any kind of shtar.
No, she doesn't need shtar there. Shtar is just another option. Star is just an option.
She doesn't need. And what about a Yovel? Is that the same thing?
Doesn't need a star.
Without anything.
They don't need star.
It goes automatically.
Goes out automatically. Meisvei Rav Oishaya. Yisera Lavama Ivriya. Shekona Satzma B'Simoni. She has another way of getting out with Simoni. Well, if she gets out with the death of her father, it should have said in the Mishnah, it should have given us another alternative. So the Gemara answers, Tana v'Shayir. The Tana didn't list everything. It left certain things out. That's the concept of Shayir. Now, whenever the Gemara uses Tana v'Shayir, it has to show you that it left something else out. My Shire, the high Shire, it left out something else. Shire, Misa Sa'adam. That if the master dies, she goes out. Well, the Gemara says, That's not the Tana leaving it out. The Kivan Dik and Nabi Beish. It's not Yisera Allah. Even an Eved Ivri goes out with the Misa Sa'odo. So that's not an example of another method of going out that's beyond an Ish. So Loktani. So Elanisni. So the Gemara says, okay, it should have listed Misa Sa'av. So Tana Davar Sheyesh Lo Kitzva Ktani. Davar She'en Lo Kitzva Lo Ktani. Something that has a set time, it meant like Simonim. But we don't know when a person's going to die. It may not happen. Or something that's if Yoivel, we know when it's going to happen. But someone's death, we don't know. So that wasn't listed. Now, some girls get their Simonim at age 11 or at age 15. And yet, it's mentioned, Uktani. On Rav Safra, ein lahem kitzva lamala. At any time she gets Simonim after the age of 12, she goes out, even if she's 18 or 19. Aval yesh lahem kitzva lamata. But there is a minimum where it's not considered Simonim. The Tanya. Ben Tesha Shonim Shevi Shtei Cyrus Shuma. A 9-year-old boy, under 9 years old, who has hairs, so that's like a dermatological abnormality. It's not a siman bagrus. It's like long hair. It's like some kind of defect. Mi ben Tesha Shonim Yom Echad Ben Shtei Shemis Rav Yom Echad. Then the Oiden Bo Shuma. And they didn't fall off, it's a shuma. But if they're there, it's not. But Rabbi Yosef read over Simon. Now, ben Shloshes Reishav Yamecha Divra Kosim. If you get a hair after the age of 13, so you see there is a bottom limit. So it is something that has a kitzvah. And that's why it's listed. But Misa Sa'av is not listed because we don't know when that's going to occur. Mostly for Rav Sheshes. Reb Shimon Oimer. Arba'a manikim lahem. There are 4 examples when an Eved is freed, that at the time you free him, you have to give him gifts. Shlosha bi'ish u shlosha bi'isha. There's 4 different types, but only 3 by a man, 3 by a woman. V'yatayachal oimer arba'a be'echad. You can't mention 4 by either man or woman, because lefisha ein simonim beish, a man does not go out once he develops puberty, and ein ritzia beisha, a woman doesn't have her ear pierced. Now, if it's correct that she goes out with misa sa'av, via misa nisna nami misa sa'av, why wasn't this listed? That the Tana left something out, but the Arbok Tani, it gave us a specific number. Tana v'shayir, you can only say when it's not given a number. What is this? Oh, yeah. Low salamitos. 1 second.
Well, what kind of freedom is a nirtza for a man? I mean, what does it mean nirtza for a man? He doesn't go out. Then why is that one of the things that man goes out?
Well, he goes out from regular Eved. He goes out from the 6 years of Eved Ivri.
Yeah, but he's still saying that if he goes nirtza, he's the same as he was 5 minutes before he had the nirtza.
I know, but he has completely different dinim. So he goes out. He's not an Eved Ivri. He's not a standard Eved Ivri. He's now a nirtza. So he left that status and enters a new status. It's Yotze,
but he said
it's Yotze. And remember,
same
a
servitude he had
nirtza,
before.
and by the way, a nirtza goes out with Misa Sa'odom. If a nirtza, so he has a way out once he's a nirtza.
Okay.
So
maybe that's what he means. Yeah.
Chitema Tana Davar Sheyesh Lo Kitzva. Tani.
Well, first, but that's not if you say that he goes out with Mises Autumn, so he does without Nirtza, he goes out with Mises Autumn.
No.
So
Nirtza Shiyotze b'Mises Sodom. And Eved, other avodim are inherited by the yorship. So things that don't have a set thing are not mentioned. Again, simonim l'chor doesn't have a specific age. So Rav Safra, you can answer like Rav Safra that on the bottom there is a kitzvah. The death of the Odom, we don't know when that's going to happen. Uktani. So Mrs. Odonami looked at that was not mentioned. So Ela Arba Mainiyu. So what are the four? Shonim, Yoivel Shul Ritzia, Va'amay Vrebe Simonim. And Ochanami Mistava, Diktani Seifa, Iyata Yochel Loimar Arba Bechad Mehem. Only, you can't, there are four general categories, but a male or a female can only have three. Why? Lefishein Simonim Be'ish, Vein Ritzia Be'isha. But V'im Isa, if it's correct that a woman goes out with Misa Sa'av, at least Be'isha Mia Mishkachas Arba. So Shema Mina, that seems to be a good raya. So the Gemara seems to end up that Misa Sa'av is another one of those Meis Aviyah Shalabas. Reish Lakish is going to be kicked out. We're going to see soon. So we don't paskin like that. So Mosif Rav Amra. So Rav Amra is going to ask the final kasha on Reish Lakish. Velo manikin lahem. These are the people that get gifts. Hayotze b'shanim. If you got in 6 years, uva yoivel, uva misa sa'adon, with the master's death, v'ama vriya b'simon. V'im isa, if it was true that an amavriya goes out with misa sa'av, nisinami misa sa'av. Nechite metana v'shayir, ha'elu ktani, it says these, so you can't get rid of any. Nechite medavar sheyesh kitzvah ktani, davar sheyesh kitzvah ktani, v'asimonim de'en la kitzvah. We don't know for sure when Simon are going to occur. Uketani. We're going to answer like Rav Safra that there's a bottom limit. But Ha'ikamisas Adon, which we don't know when that's going to happen. To Yufta, Deresh Lakish, to Yufta. Right? Misas Adon, even though there was not Kitzvah, was listed. Why didn't they list Misas Sa'av? Must be she doesn't go out with Misas Sa'av, and that's how we paskin. Freak the Gemara, how could we not paskin like Reish Lakish? Reish Lakish had a Kal V'chomer. So the Gemara answers Kal V'chomer Prichahi. It's a Kal V'chomer that could be broken. Yishum Dikal Mivrach, Ma'ala Simonim, Shenishtana Aguf. When you have Simonim, you're like a new person. Your goof has changed. Toimer B'misas Avsheken Lo Nishtana Aguf. Person dies, the goof doesn't change. The woman's body doesn't change. Tani chada enek eved ivri latzmo. That when you give gifts to an eved ivri, he keeps it. Venek amo ivri latzmo. And the amo ivri gets the gifts herself. Tani yidich enek amo ivri metziasa lavia. If an amo ivri is given gifts, the father gets it. Or if she finds something. Vein lirabo el eschar batola bilvad. a master during the period of time that she's picking up a lost object, that waste of time is all he gets. Now, my love, what's the difference between the brises? Maybe because the one doesn't have a father to get the gifts. Look, I divided the nafkala b'simani. The Amo Ivri is going out b'simani. Look, kasha. Hadi isila av, hadi lesila av. It's not b'misas av. She didn't have a father. And then if the father is there, he gets the gift. If he died before she had simanim, so she gets her own gifts. So Bishlama Enek I understand. You're giving it to her and you're taking it away from the brothers. You shall leave over the Eved Knani to your children. The Amo Ivriya is not given over to the yorship. Mikan she'ein adam moirish chuspi toliv no. Doesn't give the right. A father doesn't give the right to work the daughter like he can to the son. El enek eved ivri latzmo pshita. I mean, why would we think that an eved ivri wouldn't get his own gifts? So El Laman, who else should get it? Amrav Yosef, Yud keres kochazina hacha. That means this is like a little Yudala that was made into a big city. It's no Chiddush there. Meaning, of course, the Eved Ivri gets it. However, Abaye Amar Achi Amar Rav Sheshes, Hamani to Toyu, the Tanya to Toyu Amar Lo V'Lo L'Bal Chayvoi. You might think that the gifts could go to let's say the Eved Ivri owed somebody money. Nope, he gets it himself. Gufa. Elu Manikim Lem Ayotze B'Shanim. An Eved Ivri goes out in the 6th year, Vayoivel, Misa Sodin, Vam Ivri B'Simonim, Aval Boireya. But somebody runs away. Or Yotze Begiron Kesef, or he pays off his debt, Ein Manikin Lo. You don't give him gifts. Reb Meir Oimer, Boirech Ein Manikin Lo. If he runs away, you don't give him a gift. The Yotze Begiron Kesef Manikin Lo. If he pays off his debt, you give him a gift. Reb Shimon Oimer Arba Manikin Lahem. There are 4 people who get a gift. Shlosha B'ish, Ushlosha B'isha. 3 by man, 3 by woman. Men don't go out with simonim, or tzia b'isha. Women don't get their ear pierced. How do you know this? The Torah. I might think you only give gifts to the guy who goes out after 6 years. He gets gifts if he goes out b'yovel or the death of the master. So you marbe everything. Maybe I would think you're marbe boirech v'yotzebig or kesef tamud lomer. No. V'chisu shalchenu chavshim me'imach. Misha shilucho me'imach. Yatsa boirech v'yotzebig or kesef shein shilucho. It's you had nothing to do with it. He ran away, or you got paid off. Ramirama boirech ein manikim lo dein shilucho me'imcha. You didn't send him away. You did send him away. You got paid. Now, boirech hashlama boy. Now, guy runs away. He still has to pay back his debt. Titania, minayla boirech shechayv laashlim. Means he doesn't gain anything by running away. He still has to pay his debt. Okay, I got to run to mincha. So. We'll finish. Maybe we'll finish Gittin tomorrow. We'll have more time because tomorrow night we'll learn at 8 o'clock because we know of other. Okay. Tonight we're learning Surah at 8 o'clock, but tomorrow we'll learn the Daf at 8 o'clock, and I'll try to We'll try to do the Kiddushin and the final blot of Gittin tomorrow.
Okay. Shkoyach.
Good one, everybody.
Go ahead.